All right, good morning, everyone. I will call this special meeting of the Bloomington City Council to order. It's Friday, December 9th, 2022. This is our annual meeting with our legislative delegation. So good to see everybody here on this chilly Friday morning. Thank you so very much for being here. I will say the best part about this is I get to run a meeting and watch myself in the mirror as I'm doing it. Not often does that happen. Really do appreciate everybody making the time. This is an important meeting. We do it every year to make sure that we have an opportunity to connect with our Bloomington legislative delegation prior to the session start. An opportunity to go through our legislative priorities, to answer questions, to have a little back and forth between not only the elected officials but the outstanding Bloomington City staff that we have, to connect with our Met Council and our Hennepin County commissioners, and just kind of bring all of our legislative world together so we're all in one place and all headed forward in the same direction once January 2nd or 3rd. January 2nd or 3rd, whatever day it is, hits, and we're ready to take this on and get going. So, again, thanks for being here. We're going to go around the table very quickly and make sure that everybody gets an opportunity to introduce themselves and say hello. We'll start going this way to let Representative Edelson get settled in.
There you go.
Go ahead, Matt.
I am City Council Secretary Matt Brillhart.
Yulee Seal, Fire.
Booker Hodges, Parks and Rec.
Nice.
That must make me the police chief. Carl Peel, I'm the public works director.
I thought I was going to be the police chief, but I'm Ann Cassidy, Parks and Recreation Director.
Melissa Manderscheid, City Attorney.
Jason Schmidt, Assistant Port Authority Administrator.
Carla Henderson, Community Development Director.
Diane Kirby, Community Services Director.
Amy Cheney, CIO.
Patricia Nauman, Executive Director of Metro Cities.
Katie Sun, I'm the lobbyist for the City of Bloomington.
Debbie Gotel, Hennepin County Commissioner. This is my district.
I'm Molly Cummings. I represent District 5, which is this, and I'm acting chair of the Met Council and Chair Zelli's medical absence.
And Gary Carlson with the League of Minnesota Cities.
Heather Edelson, late because I have lots of kids. Melissa Wicklund, State Senate.
That's a shame.
Amir Malik, staff for the City Attorney.
Rafe Jackson, Chief Equity Inclusion Officer.
I'm Lona D'Alessandro. I'm the elected City Council member for District 3.
Patrick Martin, the council member for District 4.
Jenna Carter, I am an at-large council member.
Dwayne Woolman, council member of the southeast corner of the city, 1st District.
I'm Steve Elkin, state representative for the western half of the city.
Nathan Coulter, at-large council member for another 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. And
I haven't read your resignation letter yet.
So there we go. And then, I mean, it's pretty short, but and then state representative for District 51B, which is basically the eastern half of the city.
Good morning, Jamie Verbrugge. I'm the city manager.
I'm going to go. Barb?
Barb Wolf, Special Projects and Initiatives Manager.
Scott Anderson, Water and Wastewater Superintendent.
John Bradford, WSB.
Brianna Eaglezinger, Finance.
Pam Palmer, Resident.
Well, good morning and welcome to everybody. Thank you for being here. Greatly appreciated. We are going to go through, as I said, and you've got the materials in front of you, our legislative agenda, our priorities that we have, and talk about some specifics. Then what I would like to do is have an opportunity to talk with each of the legislators and see what's on your mind and your priorities and specifics for the session, and answer any questions that we might have, and to get everybody out of here promptly at
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock, that's what I meant. Yep, 9 o'clock. Promptly at 9 o'clock, we'll get everybody here and get you on your way for your day. So I'm going to turn it over to the Chiefs are going to take care of the ballerinas.
It's a pretty threatening group.
We sent 2 men in uniform out there.
Calm down, Tim.
I'm going to turn it over to Jamie, who heads up, as I said, the best city staff in the state of Minnesota, without question. Greatest group that makes us all look really good and keeps the city moving forward in ways that I think a lot of cities envy in Minnesota. We're very proud and very thankful to have the city staff that we do have. And like I said, long before I sat in this chair, the staff of the city of Bloomington has made the city operations, the city itself, just the envy of so many organizations across this state. So Mr. Verbrugge, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Appreciate those comments very much. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for doing this. This is frankly one of my favorite meetings of the year, just because I'm into masochism like like trying to organize these really big meetings. So I know that your time is precious, so we want to honor that. Just real quickly with some history that most everybody in the room has, with, I think, the exception of Representative Edelson, who is new to Bloomington, picked us up in the redistricting. But just a recap on where we were in 2022, sorry. This last session, I don't have to tell all of you how things ended with more of a fizzle than a flare. But I do want to say thank you for all of your efforts in supporting the city's initiatives during the session. We had requests for the bonding bill, we had requests for the tax bill, and I think we were in really good position as the session was ending, and that's due to your good work representing us, so thank you for that. I'm going to do the quick overview of where our priorities are going into 2023. And then ask each of the project sponsors to do a quick 2 or 3 minute highlight of the specific requests here and give you an opportunity to ask some questions of them if it's not clear. Most of the items that are on the list here this year are similar or the same as what we had last year, but we do have a couple of new additions. One other thing I do want to say is that with Shane Rudlang departing, Mike Sable, the Assistant City Manager, is going to be the point person for coordinating our legislative activity. Mike couldn't be here this morning. He's on the Board of Directors for the International City Managers Association, so he's off at a board meeting today. So the priorities for the upcoming session, we've got 6 of them. The Bloomington sales tax, if you'll recall last session, we had 4 items on the local option sales tax request. The Community Health and Wellness Center, which is a new facility to replace Creekside and our public health building. Both of those buildings were constructed in 1960. They have reached the end of their useful life, or are very close to it. I mean, in many respects, they've become functionally obsolete. The cost of reinvesting in the buildings is not good money after this many years, and so the ability to retrofit those facilities and make them usable is not really an option. The idea of the Community Health and Wellness Centers will be able to combine 2 really important services into one facility and serve the broader community through public health, which represents also Richfield and Edina. We also had the Bloomington Ice Garden last year, and both of those projects, the Health and Wellness Center and the Ice Garden, you will notice there's a pretty significant increase in the cost for this year. We increased the Wellness Center by about $25 million based on what we're seeing in the construction industry, and to give ourselves some flexibility in terms of design and build-out. The Ice Garden, we increased by $2 million. 2 items that were on the list in the past session that we are not prioritizing for the next session, the Dwan Golf Course improvements and replacement of the clubhouse. We received pretty direct feedback from some of the key legislators as we moved through that despite our efforts to make the case that golf course serves a regional need, that golf courses weren't high on the priority list for legislators, and that wasn't probably going to survive. In fact, we actually pulled it out of the House bill. We didn't get to that point for the Senate before the session ended. And then the expansion for the Bloomington Center for the Arts, which would have added a concert hall onto this facility. We have a fair amount of uncertainty about the future of our largest arts, resident arts organization right now. And given that uncertainty, at least from staff's perspective, we felt now is not the time to move forward with that request. I do want to say on on these items, the council has not had a chance to have the policy discussion. So we're framing it up for you so you're aware of what we're going to be talking about. And then at upcoming council meetings, we'll be making decisions here about what we want to move forward with. But the new addition is a natural resources project around 9 Mile Creek. So when we get into the specifics, we'll have Ann Catry talk about that. In the area of bonding, we would still like to do this dual track approach that we did last year, where we had bonding requests for public health and for BIG at the same time that we're seeking some local option sales tax flexibility for those projects, just in the event that one doesn't make its way through. That we have some options. So I think we'd like to run the same dual track this time too. Also on the list, Expo 2027. Most, I think, of what we're going to do during this legislative session is going to be awareness raising and setting the table for future asks. I'll get into the details a little bit more, but the decision on where Expo 2027 will be held will not happen until June. And my guess is that the legislature is not likely to advance fund something before we know for sure if we're getting the event. So working with the Expo committee around that issue. Transportation, we got 494 as always is on the list. Carl will talk about that. Public safety. I don't need to tell all of you that we are continuing to see pretty significant challenges, especially with certain types of crimes like catalytic converter thefts. So the chief will talk about what we're looking at there. And then in the area of economic development, we have a request to support a TIF district extension out in the Bloomington Central Station. So with that, I want to jump to the sales tax items, the local option sales tax items, and Ann, I'm going to have you and Diane hit the Community Health and Wellness Center. Okay?
Absolutely. I'll talk a little bit about the recreation component and then pass it over to Dan for public health. First of all, I would say that Parks and Recreation and Public Health has a really strong partnership and tie, and we feel like combining these facilities, as Jamie mentioned, eliminating 2 facilities that are beyond their useful life is a really unique collaboration that the City of Bloomington offers. The exact contents of the Community Health and Wellness Center are still to be determined. We have a lot of community engagement that we want to do with our residents to determine exactly what would be inside of it. But we hope to serve all members of our community with affordable programming, looking at things like fitness, again, for availability for all members of our community, multi-purpose space for meeting rooms and fitness and special events and family events. We hope to have an aquatics component. We are also replacing our senior center, so to have aquatics and community meeting spaces for our seniors is really important. We also hope to have an outdoor component so that we can do some indoor and outdoor recreation programming. And I think the other significant component is gyms. The City of Bloomington, for a size that it is, we do not have any indoor gym space that's owned by the City of Bloomington. So we have a significant gap in our recreation programming during the winter because we don't have any indoor space at all other than the small facility at Creekside in order to be able to offer space. Diane?
So the other key component of a new facility would be a public health facility. In our current facility, we do service for not just Bloomington, but we also provide services to Edina and Ridgeville, so very much a regional sort of program. And in our facility, one of the biggest components of our facility that we have is our WIC clinic. We have a lot of families coming in every day into that facility, and it's very much undersized. So having a new facility to be able to offer them a much more welcoming experience would be very, very welcome. And then also just the fact that we could have that synergy of recreational programming, and we've talked about what might we be able to do for these families and offer to families coming in that might not access a community center facility otherwise, but could we find a way to try to work the two together so that we can offer recreation, fitness, and then health and wellness to these families. So that would be very much welcome, I know, in our community.
Thank you. For both projects, or for the one project, but for both facilities, I also want to emphasize that, we have a real equity concern about the services that are being delivered from those facilities. You're sitting in a wonderful facility. I mean, it's hard to believe this place is 20 years old because it still looks really good, thanks to our facility staff, Carl. But the experience for our customers coming in here is very different for the experience of our customers at the senior center and at public health. And when we're talking about customers who are predominantly lower income and BIPOC, there's a real equity issue there in terms of how we treat our customers. And we need to make sure that the facilities that we have are not reinforcing some of those past inequities. So it's an important project for both of those things. Ann, do you want to talk about Ice Garden real quickly?
I'd be happy to. As I'm sure you all know, Bloomington Ice Garden is a historical fixture in the state of Minnesota for hockey facilities. It is one of probably the top 3 busiest ice arenas in the state. In 2023, we are expected to sell over 10,000 ice hours, which is really, truly extraordinary. Unfortunately, all of the technology, mechanical equipment in that facility is antiquated. It is currently 3 ice sheets are serviced by R22 refrigerant, which is no longer allowed to be produced or imported into the United States. And so we are hoping to do a significant remodel to that facility, which would swap out the refrigeration systems to something that is more environmentally friendly and sustainable, and update all of the major mechanicals in that facility to make it a facility that is going to be able to serve this community and this region for the next 50 to 100 years. We are also hoping to add high school locker rooms to that site. This facility was built, quite frankly, before girls were playing hockey. And so we do not have adequate locker room facilities to be able to offer equitable spaces for girls and boys in this facility. The high school has locker rooms that we renovated a couple years ago, but they are quite honestly still inadequate for high school hockey. So major mechanicals are really the significant. We have a leaking roof there. Honestly, I can't think of anything over there except for our new entry that we added a couple years ago is in really good shape. So we're looking forward to that significant renovation.
And then the new project that we are going to ask the council to discuss, and like I said, this hasn't been determined for sure, is a follow-on of the work that we've been doing with our natural resources plan and our park system master plan. And it is a reinvestment in our 9 Mile Creek corridor. And you want to talk about that too?
Thank you, Jamie. As Jamie mentioned, we completed almost a 3-year-long park system master plan. And we heard a lot from the community on the importance of the Moyer Central Harrison parks and the connection to the River Valley corridor. For those of you that might not know, the Minnesota River Valley is truly a regional destination for everything from hiking to bird watching to mountain biking. It's one of the busiest mountain biking facilities in the entire state of Minnesota. This project would completely renovate the natural resources in that entire corridor from almost Civic Plaza here down to the river. We recently completed a natural resource prioritization plan, and what we found out was some of our most high-quality natural resources in this entire region are located in that park, but they're currently in a degraded state. So this gives us the opportunity to really significantly revitalize the natural resources there. We also heard from residents that they want to be able to bike in that park, and currently the trails aren't wide enough to allow biking. So this would give us an opportunity to widen the trails, put in new bridges, so that people would have easier access to the river valley. So natural resources, infrastructure improvements, trail improvements. It's a really exciting project.
Any questions on any of the projects that we're looking at for the local sales tax? Tonight, legislators know the process, obviously. We have to pass a resolution by the end of January at the council level and communicate to the tax committee chairs our intent to request, and we'll make sure that that's done. And we'll keep you informed as we go through the council decision-making process about which projects we're going to move forward with.
I have a question, actually. What was in the actual tax bill last year of the local option sales taxes?
It was in the House side, the three projects, the Ice Garden, the Art Center expansion, and the Health and Wellness Center. We had worked with the Property Tax Committee Chair Joachim and negotiated and pulled out the golf course project. In the Senate side, we didn't get to the point of talking about which projects were going to move forward, so all four of them were still in the Senate bill before the end of the session.
But Jamie, I would just add, there was a final tax bill that just didn't pass. We were in that, and that had all the projects except for the golf course.
Okay, so everything that's listed here was in that tax bill?
Except for the new one that was added, yes. I mean, they're adding a new one this year, but there was a bill. We saw it. It was closed up by the conference committee. It just wasn't passed, and we were in that one.
And did you go the track of also trying to do the bonding at the same time?
We did, and we just stayed in close contact with Jenny Nash, yeah.
Yep, that's what I needed. Thanks.
Good. All right, I'm going to skip over the Expo one for a second and hand it off to Carl to talk about 494, where we're at on that one currently and what the ask is.
So 494 has been a project that's been on our agenda for many, many years. And thanks to all of you for the past support. That project has moved significantly forward from where we were, 5 years ago. MnDOT had completed a study to look at what the needs are along 494 and 35W from 169 over to the airport. And that was a project that involved about $800 million worth of investment, which was a rather large number. Several years ago, we applied for and were extremely happy to receive a Corridors of Commerce grant of just over $200 million for the first part of that project. And MnDOT is weeks away from awarding a design-build contract for that project, and actually has grown to be approximately $400 million in cost. Involves the improvements at 35W and 494 at the interchange, and the changes of access on the east side of the project between Nicollet Avenue and 12th Avenue. So there are three interchanges that'll all be combined to one interchange at Portland Avenue. So thank you so much for all the support to get that funded. But I just want folks to remember that we still have the other half of that project to produce. So we have to look for funding of approximately $400 million to complete that work between 169 and the airport. The city has submitted a grant application for the next round of Corridors of Commerce, which is smaller in scale. We're anticipating that in the metro area there'll probably be about $100 million worth of money available. Our grant is to do the work from 35W down to 86th Street, and also a unfinished railroad bridge on the east side, just near Nicollet Avenue. That project is approximately $70 million. And just to keep things on the radar, the 494 Corridor Commission has submitted a project for 494 as well, and that is to do all of the remaining work. And that ask on their part is $210 million, which is what we would anticipate to be the absolute maximum that you could get out of Corridors of Commerce. Again, our expectations are very low on that succeeding, but we just want folks to remember that those needs still exist. Would remind everybody that kind of from a traffic and from a use point of view and an economic point of view, this corridor is extremely important to the state and to the region. I dare say that someone from every county in the state uses that roadway every day. I mean, we were able to figure that out by looking at traffic destination data. But it's really a operated along there, pretty much state. So, again, thank you for your past support, and we look forward to your support, not only for the Corridors of Commerce program, but for other funding opportunities that might come up.
Thanks, Carl. Public safety. We have three different issues that we're folding into some of the public safety priorities. Chief, do you want to talk about those?
Yeah, the first one we'll talk about is support for embedded social worker programs. Here at Bloomington, we do have 2 embedded social workers, but the city's paying for that, so we'd like to expand that into some other areas, and a lot of police departments are looking for these types of services, so I think moving forward, if we could have some investment in that, that would be good for us. The body camera, fleet camera piece is significant. This year, our body camera costs increased $400,000 a year.
Yeah.
And that's something that the city has to pay for. And that is an increase in the city tax levy that is a result of that. The bills in the past have supported agencies that don't have body cameras to try to bring them into body camera technology, but we would just encourage you to also think about agencies that do have body cameras and need that ongoing support. So I'll just give you an example. Our previous contract was around $100,000 a year, and now we're up to $500 and something thousand a year. $513 for body cameras. So that's a significant increase, and obviously this is something that the public has said they want, and it's something that our officers want to have too, is these body cameras. Catalytic converter thefts obviously is something that we've dealt with here in the city of Bloomington, and there needs to be some statewide legislation for that. So I'll just give you an example. So if I'm driving in Edina, where it doesn't have an ordinance, and I got a catalytic converter in my pickup truck bed, the officer doesn't have probable cause to stop me, whereas if I'm driving in Bloomington, I got probable cause to stop somebody. Right. So I mean, just the inability to do this across jurisdictions is something that would be good to be handled at a statewide level, and then obviously just provide some funding for programs that take steps to prevent catalytic converter thefts in Bloomington. We do have partnerships with Bobby and Steve's Auto World where they put stamps on catalytic converters, and Senator Klobuchar recently introduced legislation on the federal level that would require automakers to put stamps on catalytic converters so they can be better tracked. So.
Thank you, Chief. Economic development, Bloomington Central Station.
Can I ask a question?
Yep,
Sorry.
go ahead.
Chief Hodges, have you guys had success in the ordinance that you've passed with actually using the probable cause in terms of stopping people that have potentially stolen a catalytic
I think
converter?
we've had a couple, and I can check for you.
And you passed an ordinance a month ago or 2 months ago?
Yep. I know we charged, we got a group of 3, and we charged them with the ordinance violation, and our catalytic converter thefts magically did this. But I can get the numbers for you if you want.
That would be helpful. Yep. Yeah, thank you. And we're the only, Bloomington's the only city that's passed that ordinance?
Here, yes, Shakopee also passed it. At St. Paul.
Thank you.
Out in Bloomington Central Station, we're continuing to see a lot of development activity, and at the same time, we know that it's going to take a while to get that district built out because it's a very large district. I mean, if you think about it geographically, the area in South Loop is about the same size as the central business district of downtown Minneapolis, and you drive around there and you see a lot of the acreage that's still available for development. It's not easy to do big projects like that in a short period of time. So we're looking for a little flexibility. Jason, you want to talk about the McGuff request?
Sure. So there's 2 requests. One is to extend the 5-year rule, which is tied to 2 TIF districts. That requirement requires that TIF eligible projects must start construction within 5 years of certification. And so that works great for a single development project, but for multi-phase, large development projects, it's hard to continue to meet that 5-year rule. And so we're seeking an extension from 2026 to 2031. And then secondly, we're looking to extend the district on the 5 vacant parcels that we are currently working on towards developing in this TIF district. And so right now, the TIF district is set to end in 2039. And so what we are proposing is to extend that deadline to 2049 for these 5 vacant parcels, but the remaining portion of the development would expire in 2039, and all taxes then would flow to the city, to the county, and to the school district.
Any questions on that? All right, I'll come back to Expo real quickly. We are about 6 months away from knowing if the U.S. and Minnesota will be selected by the BIE to host Expo 2027. The mayor and I were just in Paris again last week at the General Assembly. The U.S. and the other 4 candidate countries had presentations to make to all the delegates. We had various touch points with other delegates as we're starting to mount the campaign. State Department is very active in that process, so we have strong federal government support. And over the next few months, the Expo Bid Committee and the State Department will be working really closely together. I do want to clarify when I'm saying like we, I have to be clear about who the we is. The mayor and I are both on the board of directors for Minnesota USA Expo 2027. It's an independent nonprofit organization. They have their own governance, legal structures. They are responsible for all of the fundraising and sponsorship and all of the costs associated with the bid. We, the city, are essentially, as the host city, going to be the development partner with the Expo host committee if we're awarded. So I always try to delineate who the we is. As we go into the legislative session, I think what we're going to be trying to do is set the table for what are likely to be requests for state support of the project in the event that we are awarded. And I think the most likeliest ask is in the area of infrastructure financing and support. The project is a 2-parcel, 50-acre project that's connected by an elevated walkway over 24th, which is a county road, so we'll have to work really closely with our county partners. And by the way, Debbie, thank you. Hennepin County is one of the lead sponsors of the Expo Bid Committee. They contributed $250,000 to the effort. Building a bridge that is about 1/3 of a mile long is going to be a significant public works project. And then we know that we have some infrastructure capacity that we have to address, especially in the sizing of our sewer system out there. It's already in our CIP as we look ahead to the growth in the area, but this is going to supercharge and advance the timing of when a lot of that growth is going to happen. So there may be assistance that's requested there. The current proposal has no government money in it. The budget has been built around a ticket sales and sponsorship model, which covers the cost of the operation of the event and the development construction as well. But I think it's probably inevitable that both the federal and the state levels are going to be asked to contribute something to the effort. So as we go through the next few months, we will stay in close contact with you and help provide information so you can talk to your colleagues and help them understand exactly what it is that we're trying to accomplish by bringing the World's Fair to Minnesota and the United States. Any questions on that one? All right. I'm going to pause there, Mr. Mayor, and maybe have you facilitate discussion with the legislators, and then I'll come back to just a couple other issues that aren't necessarily priorities, but of interest.
Very good. Okay. We usually take the opportunity now to ask each of our legislators what their priorities are, to talk a little bit about what they're looking forward to for the coming session. I think you know now at least the leadership assignments in your caucuses. I don't know if you know your assignments specifically within the committees, so it might be a bit premature, but just an opportunity to hear a little bit more about what your plans are, what your hopes are for the upcoming session, and how we can continue to partner with you as you move forward with that. Senator Wickler, why don't we start with you if we could?
Oh, sure. Well, thank you.
I guess first, thanks for hosting us again. It's always great to get a chance to hear about activities going on and to start getting ready for what's to come in January. And I appreciate the preview on the projects and the requests that might come our way to be working on. Certainly, I look forward to working on the proposals that I worked on last session and hope that we have more success now this year with some of these proposals. For me personally, we're very excited to be, I'm excited to be part of the Senate majority now and going forward into next year. It was really a exciting thing to wake up the next day or after the election and to find that we were very closely, but are in the majority, and really look forward to doing some great things for Minnesota. And the past few years have been challenging for us to get some of the ideas moved forward that we would like to see, that we think will benefit Minnesotans. And so this is a really exciting opportunity to have also to be able to work with our House partners and have them in the majority as well. I will be, I have been named the chair of the Health and Human Services Committee, so I'm really excited about that. It's an area that's been a focus for me all my years in the Senate. And so I'm just really excited and also kind of nervous about the whole, the responsibility for it, but really looking forward to getting to work on all of the critical things that come through that committee. I think that we have an opportunity to work on addressing healthcare costs and issues that Minnesotans are facing. I particularly want to work on focusing on children and families and how to better serve their needs in terms of not only health, but across the spectrum of childcare and early childhood development. So I'm really looking forward to getting going. We are not, we're starting to get like our committee assignments. We have a retreat all day tomorrow as a caucus, and so I'm hoping in the next week we'll be able to get more information out about our plans and what our key priorities are going to be going forward. So thanks.
Thank you, Senator.
Yep.
And obviously our other Senate representative on the western side of the city of Bloomington is Dr. Elise Mann, and she was not able to join us this morning. If on our staff or others, Dr. Mann is going to be a fabulous addition to the state Senate and a fabulous representative of the city of Bloomington, and an opportunity to get to know her quite well over the past few months, and very excited to work with her about with her on issues affecting Bloomington and the state. I think she's going to be outstanding in that role, so really looking forward to it. So, Representative Edelson is our newest representative for the city of Bloomington. A portion of her district pokes down into the western side of Bloomington. We're very happy to have you join this illustrious group. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So prior to this, I only represented Edina, so I'm very excited to have some of Bloomington. This is exciting. Let's see, boy, I work on public safety issues, so I've met with your police chief, who is amazing. You're very lucky, and also your fire chief is fantastic. I also work on some health policies. I know a lot of cities know me now as the gummy lady. I legalized them. I know I've created some problems.
I don't think anybody told you that, Nick.
I know, yeah. Well, no, it's true. It is like a thing. Yeah.
You're literally everybody's favorite house now.
Yeah, right. Yes, it's good. So I'll be fixing that policy, so that's kind of fun. But we also have full legalization, which is really going to be something that cities are going to have to be thinking about, because that's pretty likely to happen this year. So, while I had worked on for months, fixing this hemp edibles law, the reality is with full legal, it's going to be a lot of discussions, specifically around law enforcement, but also around health and how it's going to interact with those systems. So other areas I work on are education. I work a lot on literacy. And if you have, I know that we're at a city level and you guys are like literacy, but it's actually a really important issue, specifically for cities when we look at how we're doing literacy and the disparities that we see with literacy across the state of Minnesota. So, and if you haven't, if you're interested in it, Sold a Story is a fantastic podcast, which just kind of did this expose on just how some of the literacy across the United States have just destroyed certain communities. So those are my areas, and you have a very aggressive agenda, and I'm from Edina. I'm like, oh my God. I'm looking around, and I'm like, that's why I was like, Katie, I was like, did you dual track this? So, all right, Bloomington. I'll pass it to one of my colleagues then. I don't know who you want to go with, Jamie.
I'll tell you, if I can, Mr. Mayor, that we have started referring to the metro area as the Tri-Cities, not the Twin Cities, because, according to the U.S. Census Bureau, it's the Minneapolis-St. Paul Bloomington MSA, right? We're a significant regional driver, and so I think it's okay for us to have an aggressive.
I think your agenda for the legislature puts you there. So, yeah, bravo. Well done. I'm like seriously looking around. I'm like, what is going on here? Okay, so.
Thank you, Representative. Glad to have you on board here. So most of you know our Bloomington resident, Tony Oliva, was elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame this year.
Oh, cool.
He was just fantastic. We had a nice ceremony for him. One of his cool accomplishments as a baseball player was in one game out at Met Stadium, he played all 9 positions in a 9-inning game. It's just a cool thing. The elected official equivalent is Steve Elkins. Who is slowly but surely working his way through every possible level of government. And I can't wait to see what comes next. Representative Elkins.
No, this will be my last public service position unless you guys someday, when I'm 80, put me on the Port Authority or something.
There's an open seat on the council.
Been there, done that. No, thanks. So I'm happy to have been reelected. Really enjoy this job most of the time. You guys know what I mean.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we don't have our committee assignments yet, so we've been told in the House not to expect them until after the 15th. So our Republican colleagues will submit their committee requests by that date, and so once the Speaker knows what they're asking, she'll place us. But I'm very strongly hoping I remain on transportation. That's my number one priority. But the committee schedules have been changed quite a bit, and so transportation and state and local government are in the same time slot. So, which would prevent me from serving on state and local government, which I was hoping to be on as well. But the way the committee structures are laid out, I've volunteered to serve on the property tax committee, and will probably end up getting that. It's not a real popular committee to be on. So. But in terms of my own personal priorities, the 2 bills, a couple of bills I really want to get across the finish line this year. One is my the chief author in our omnibus kind of comprehensive consumer data privacy bill. Been working on that one since 2019, and I think I'm in a position to be able to push that one across the finish line. Still working on my housing affordability bill. Right now working on beefing up the provisions that would allow cities to do street impact districts and street improvement districts as part of that bill as well. Working on a bunch of, I've got 2 or 3 healthcare pricing transparency bills. So, Melissa, I need to talk to you about those. I know Senator Mann wants to take one of them, but I've got a couple of others as well. And I expect there's an expectation that we're going to accomplish a lot this year. There's a lot of pent-up demand. We had over 5,000 bills introduced the last session and passed about 24 of them. So most of us are furiously getting the bills that got stuck in, didn't get through conference committee, rejacketed to be reissued again, and I'm among those. I'll probably have like 15 transportation bills ranging everywhere from allowing counties to set their own speed limits, the same authority we got the cities in 2019, to administrative citations for the Metropolitan Council and everything in between. So, and then, of course, Katie and I are already working on the 494 bill. So we expect to be spending a lot of time with Katie again this year.
Thank you, Representative. Thanks much for Bloomington over the many years. Greatly appreciated. And last but, of course, not least, is somebody straddling the line right now between council and the legislature, Nathan Coulter. And continuing the tradition of Bloomington City Council members making the leap and doing good things for this community. So congratulations once again, and I'd like to hear what you've got on your plate for this session.
I am excited to move on to different work and to serving the community a different way. I am truly going to miss serving on the city council, and honestly, it's because of the people around this table, the council members that I've had the opportunity to work with, and the incredible staff that we have here at the city of Bloomington. So I am going to miss that. As Representative Elkins noted, we obviously don't have our committee assignments yet, so I have some ideas about what I would like to work on. But if my math is right, I will be 98th in seniority in the Minnesota. And I'm just glad to be in the top 100. So I'm feeling pretty good about myself. My first choice request was the Children and Families Committee, building on some of the work that I've been able to do with Senator Wickland when I worked directly for her. But I'm excited to do that work in terms of child care affordability and early care and education. Obviously, I think the lion's share of our focus this year is going to be on the budget. $17.6 billion budget surplus goes a long way, but not as long as everybody, I think, would want it to. I did also request to serve on the Housing Committee, and we've done some really, really good work in Bloomington on housing, and looking to build on that as well. For what it's worth, property taxes may not be a very popular committee, but I did also request to serve on the property taxes. So 2/3 of our Bloomington House delegation at least put that in. I think there is just a ton of opportunity to really address. The thing that I've heard most from folks on the campaign trail was just the costs of living, the costs of doing the things that folks need to do, whether it's early care and education or housing or higher education. I did also request to serve on the higher ed committee and would be excited to work with our partners over at Normandale as well. We were just there yesterday morning. I think with the budget that we have, we're going to be able to do some really, really important work on those kinds of things. And I think we just need to be very sure that what we're doing obviously is sustainable from a budget perspective, but that it's paying long-term dividends. I think this kind of budget surplus really gives us that opportunity to look a long ways down the road and see how we can support Minnesotans in the long run. So, I'm excited to get to work.
I'm excited to have you get to work.
If I may, Mr. Mayor, before we move on to our Met Council and County folks, one item for the legislature that I just want to keep on everybody's screen is the likelihood that earned sick and safe leave will probably be considered during the session. As you're aware, we passed our ordinance earlier this year. Amir undersold himself when he introduced himself. He is our new compliance officer and will be coordinating both the public education and building the enforcement mechanisms around the ordinance. So I just want to give you a moment to talk about what you're doing to prep for our implementation and maybe just some heads up for the legislators, because we really want to make sure that the state plan, if it moves through, is aligned with where the cities that have ESSL are at.
No, thank you, Jamie. I'll keep it short. I come from Minneapolis, where I was enforcing the earn sick and safe time for the last 3.5 years. So now looking to implement it here. We learned a lot from that experience, things that went right, things that didn't go right. And the focus from now until July 1st will be reaching out to all employers so they're aware of what needs to be done. There are a couple changes we're looking to make to the ordinance to add transparency to both sides so that people know how many sick and safe time hours they have. So that's clear, because that reduces conflict on both sides. So it's that'll be our big focus until July 1st, and then also will be my goal. One of the things in Minneapolis was we had started site visits. So my hope is to reach as many Bloomington employers as possible and to cooperate with the Mall of America. And, have poster in hand, I view this as kind of like campaigning, which, I've done. So I plan to door knock every business in Bloomington, and instead of my campaign flyer, to have my poster and get everybody with that. So just to smooth things out, so everybody knows what it is, so it's not an adversarial type issue. And yeah, we're looking really, forward to seeing this happen at the state level, and we hope that will be lined up, and that's one thing that is important to us, that if there's anything that will be different on the state side, we can change ours by, beforehand, so that it's a smooth transition. But yeah, feel free to reach out on questions on that. I'm excited about implementing sick and safe leave.
And we're excited and just thrilled to have you on board. Thanks for being
The
here.
mayor knows about door knocking because he ran for the House twice.
So similarly, kind of in a similar vein, on Monday night we passed our levy and our budget for 2023. And just to let our state elected officials know, we were at 9.15%, and 85% of that number was related to public safety. We will be hiring 3 new firefighters, full-time firefighters, in the middle of the year to go along with 18 firefighters that we're going to be adding as part of a SAFER grant that we got on the national level. We'll be adding 2 police officers at the start of the year, and then in June 2 additional police officers plus a dispatch center training supervisor, something along those lines, and then adding in also the cost of the reconstruction of Fire Station Number 4. That's 85% of our levy increase is directly related to public safety. So, gentlemen over here in uniform with the patches on your arms, anything you wanted to add to that? We heard, as we were out and about with, as we put this budget together, 8 months of work with, I think we had 7 community engagement and outreach. We had 8 meetings at the city council. 5 of us had public forums where we were out talking and answering questions, and all the door knocking and just the interactions we had. The overriding theme we heard from everyone was public safety, and that this budget reflects that. It really does, and couldn't be more clear what we're trying to accomplish. Anything to add to that, gentlemen?
I'm just grateful for the support.
Yeah, we're grateful for the support too, and I would just encourage you, and I'm going to parse my words here. During the session, when public safety bills come up, be cognizant of strings that are attached to these bills that prohibit or make it extremely difficult for us to utilize money that may be coming through from state funds. So, quite frankly, all of us are not one specific police department, and just the strings that are come attached with some of this money may make it difficult for some agencies to utilize. So just be cognizant when you're having these discussions and these bills are being debated.
Well, and if I could add, oftentimes I think that it's the county prosecution that is sought for involvement, and I just want to offer that the municipal prosecution is very relevant as well. And we are organized through the League of Minnesota Cities. They have organized municipal prosecution as well, and we're always available to provide commentary or feedback on draft legislation.
Any questions? Great. Thank you. Thank you both. Thanks for the input. We also obviously work very closely with our county counterparts here in Hennepin County, with being the second largest community in Hennepin County behind Minneapolis, and work very closely with our commissioner, Debbie Gattell, who knows cities very well as a former mayor of Richfield and knows Bloomington very well as a next-door neighbor for all these years. So, Commissioner, welcome. What's on your plate for this upcoming session?
Well, that's good. I'm going to talk to some of our legislators, and then I want to talk to the city folks first. I wanted to talk to Senator Wicklund. One of the things I already couched you and said I'm going to set up a meeting with you. Maternal outcomes are something that we're really working on, and I'm sure your boards of health are concerned about this as well. Hennepin County's put some significant dollars, several millions, into maternal outcomes. There's huge disparities. There's a way to add more transparency to this system so the disparities are visible from hospital to hospital, and that we can figure out how to incentivize better outcomes and make that part of, the ACA was always supposed to be about upstream and wellness. We need to get on top of this one. It's bad. The numbers are stark. So I just wanted to talk to that. And to Representative Edelson, welcome. It'll be nice to be working with you. Literacy is a very big issue. As a former teacher in another life, that's a really big issue for us too at Hennepin County. Our county-involved youth, we offer tutoring, but we also have the homework helpers at the libraries and now online as well for those kiddos. And so there's ways I think that we could partner at the legislature to try to get a more robust system. But yeah, some of the stark differences and some of the new teaching methods are not having success with literacy. I don't know where they came from. I'm an old teacher. I was an old teacher, so I was the old school. Phonetics, Dick, Jane, Sally books were my primers, and so these kids really need some help, and they're not able to read, and that's really going to matter for the workforce we need here in Bloomington, right? And so that matters. Transportation, I couldn't be happier, Steve, that you're looking at transportation. That's certainly your wheelhouse. That's something that is one of my wheelhouses. I sit on TAB, that Carl sits on tech. We're all about those kinds of things. So one of the things, though, I want to really give a big shout out and a thank you to Bloomington. One of the things I have been talking about a lot when we redid our model for homelessness shelters is that there's no shelters outside the Minneapolis area. There is now. Thank you, Bloomington. Thank you very much. You're the first one to step up. We can't get anybody else but you. You're the progressives. You're the ones who see the need. These are people in your community. These are your residents who need to be here. We need to get them housed. We need to get them stable, get them back out working, help the mothers find good quality childcare so they can get their lives back together. So thank you for doing that. I appreciate that. On the Bloomington sales tax, I'm supportive of this to get a lot of the work done that you need, and I think you already know that. On the bonding request for the Health and Wellness Center, we team up so well with the Board of Health here in Bloomington. So thank you for that. That's a great partnership, I think, and we can be helpful with that as well. And it's funny, and this Expo 2027, we first heard this idea, and I brought it to our administrator, and he just goes, wow, this is great. This is fabulous. It's going to have an impact metro-wide. We're on board, and we have been on board, and I think we will continue to be on board. And we will be looking at how we might be doing some kind of sponsorship in the future as well. So this is a great place for the area here, and we have to make this a success story. I hate to hear all the poo-poos when I read the paper about, this one didn't work, this didn't work. Well, those are different financial minds there at those days. We know what we're doing here. So you have a really great team together. I only hear accolades about that. And on the transportation piece, I have to thank Carl because, but for your persistence and Bloomington's help, we wouldn't have as many dollars as we do for the I-494 corridor and the work that we've been able to do together on that. And that really matters here for that congestion for the whole metro area, but especially it affects really all cities that I now support. So I have a sliver of Armitage now up in Minneapolis with the redistricting too, but everything kind of converges on that 35W 494 corridor. So we're very supportive. Whatever letters you need to support, just call my office. It'll happen. So we got to keep moving on that. Public safety, Chief Booker, I have it down in my notes here to meet with you about what you want to do more with embedded social workers. You were some of the first in the state to do some of this great work. You've been the ones who led the way, and you've had great success. And everywhere I go through my district, Eden Prairie and Richfield and parts of Minneapolis, the embedded social workers are key. Numbers of calls of certain types have gone down, and that you can concentrate on the things that you really need to be working on and doing to try to be more preventative around crime crime and around gun violence and those kinds of things. So I'd be happy to talk to you more about what your vision might be and where we might partner more. And of course, on economic development, we're always here when you buck close to any kind of a county road or it's transit on one of our lines, anything. I try to find a way to pull in a few dollars here and a few dollars there to make your projects go. Or when you have redevelopment, like we were over at SIC and things like that, I'd be happy to be here to help out with that. I think at the county level, one of the biggest things that we are working on is how to get clear, good reimbursement for the dollars that we do on all of our social services. We are not fully made whole by the dollars that are allocated through the state. I know you're very aware of this, but this might be the year that we can work together on finding something to move closer together. The other thing is when I'm thinking about the most vulnerable in our community, and especially those who are disabled, it's the problem of the PCAs. I can't tell you through that pandemic how much I worked with clients in your area and other areas I heard about that couldn't get a PCA. They still can't. And we need to do something to right that market. And there's not the accountability we need either. I find a lot of issues with the accountability with poor work performance. And the accountability is more paper pushing, and it's not necessarily transparent, it's not necessarily real. And that's some of the things that I've already talked to MDH about. So, but I think there's a lot of work here we can do, and so we want to take care of the most vulnerable of our community. Those are some of the big things, besides the fact that I run the budget. We just finished our budget. 3.5% was our levy. I understand that may sound low to what you had to just pass. I'm looking at cities, and cities have very unique issues throughout this pandemic, and they're all coming up higher than what we were able to do. I don't know that we will probably be able to do a similar levy next year to pass that. The money from the ARPA and the CARES will have dried up, right, in 2 more years. And so I don't know where we'll be there. There are some things were one-time spending, and then there are other dollars that we said, these have tails, we want to continue doing this, like our 24/7 shelters and some other things we have done that have really modernized our systems, but they come at a cost. And you're seeing the same things we are. So I appreciate the time. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Commissioner. Thanks for being here this morning. Thanks for all your work for Bloomington. Molly Cummins is our Metropolitan Council representative, and announced this week she will not be seeking reappointment. And I'm sad to hear that, Molly, because you've done an outstanding job. I've always appreciated and enjoyed working with you, both in your role now, but also when you were mayor of Hopkins and your work with Hopkins. And I've always been impressed at how prepared and how professional and how well you do your role at the Met Council. So thank you so very much for your work, and congratulations on your retirement, and I hope you enjoy it, and thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you. It's great to be here. I've really, really enjoyed the work of the Metropolitan Council. I'm shooting for a greater title, and I need a little bit more time to attain it. I'm going for Grammy of the Year. And in 4 years, maybe I can do Grammy of the Century. You never know. But anyway, we're working really closely with the administration on our budget proposals now. We expect the governor will be releasing his budget around January 24th. Thank you to Representative Elkins. We're looking to get the administrative citations bill passed. This will be the 5th year that we have worked toward that, and that would free up our police officers. It would be an administrative citation, much like a parking fee. So instead of a criminal offense that has to be ticketed by an officer of the law, we could have our ambassadors, as we're currently calling them. If we can find more to hire, it would be about a $45 penalty instead, paid online, much like a parking ticket. So that's really an important thing to move forward. Today is the deadline for application to the Met Council. These applications are going directly through the governor's office. They're not going through the Secretary of State's office. So if anybody, I would say, now this is me talking, if you know of anyone who's interested in applying for the position and it came up quickly. So if you need the weekend to pull together your resume and your letters of recommendation and so forth, I'd say go ahead and do it. And please, anybody in here, feel free to give out my contact information if somebody would like more information both on the Met Council in general and the role as representative, District 5 is Hopkins, Edina, Richfield, and Bloomington. So we have the greatest district to represent. It's terrific. As many of you were there, we launched the D-Line last Saturday, generally replacing Route 5, which pre-pandemic had ridership of about 15,000 people per day. It's the busiest route in the system. So that's really, really exciting. And of course, we have other ones that are in the pipeline moving along. We also passed November 30th, the entire council did pass a transitway advancement policy, which will consider risk more effectively on our multi-billion, multi-community, large-scale infrastructure projects. So what it's intended to do is take into the bigger picture, long-term costs of building, maintaining the entire life cycle of a project. It's not aimed toward any project that's currently going on. It's just looking forward. We haven't always had these risk register in place as the project moves through the council. So this will give us more information and allow the council at various junctures to consider the various risks. It may be cost, it may be ridership changes. Nobody anticipated the pandemic, which certainly turned things inside out on some of our planning going forward. So it just will be clarifying, it's not a new policy, it's clarifying the existing policy. And we've gotten tremendous support. We did a lot of outreach on that, and we've gotten a great deal of support for that. So that's very good. We passed a transit safety and security action plan this year. We started working on it after George Floyd, and we again did significant outreach to the traveling public, to our current employees, to all of our staff. And we identified 40 actions to build upon to improve safety on all of our transit. We realize that it's critical. We're focusing on 3 areas: improving conditions at the stops, so heated shelters, real-time signage, lighting, cleanliness, etc., keeping those doorways and areas around clear of snow and things like that. That's very important. Training and support of our employees, and then engaging customers and partners more and in hearing their voices and continuing to expand on what we need to do to attract our ridership, get our ridership back. It's been challenging, as you all know. We are still 300 operators short. It's a very challenging environment. We're competing not just with school bus drivers and so forth, but all the private delivery services. It's been quite a challenge. However, having said that, I will say we raised wages 20%, so the starting wage for an operator is over $26. We have a number of financial incentives. If you are hired and you already have your CDL license, it could be as great as a $5,000 signing bonus. Benefits are outstanding. And in the last 2 hiring events that we've hosted, we've had nearly 100 people, and about a third of them already had their CDL. So we're moving forward, but it's a process. We're also allowing people to apply to operate light rail rather than in the past it has come through the bus operator system. So if you have people who are interested in going straight to driving a light rail, that's available now. But it's a challenge, and we continue to work on that. The Green Line extension with our Hennepin County partners, we're moving forward on that, and hope to have a funding resolution for at least part of the deficit that we're currently facing by the end of this year, which is only a couple weeks away. So we're working hard. We will. We absolutely will. And then we move on into the Blue Line and so forth going on. So lots going on at the council. And I think, as many of you know, we partnered with MDH, the University of Minnesota, in analyzing variant in the wastewater treatment, and that has been a partnership that's just really been extraordinary. You know, there's a lot of requests that are coming our direction. Can you look at other viruses and so forth? Right now, we're focused on continuing with the variants, but who knows where that might go. So Lots going on at the council. Our advisory committees also all have openings, so if you're interested or you know of anyone interested in applying for an advisory role, please don't hesitate to reach out to me or to the council in general, but I'm happy to answer or talk to anybody about those positions. They're critical, the work that we do with all of our partners. I love this meeting. It's just great to have everybody in one room, and we're all engaged in partnerships. Nobody can do what they want to do on their own, so it's always really exciting to have everybody together talking about what we can do and what we can do together and how to work together most effectively. So thank you for that, and if anybody has any questions, you can throw them at me.
Thank you, Commissioner. Thanks especially for the work toward ridership safety and ridership issues on transit. I think that's very important to see that the council's moving forward on some issues on that. So thanks for doing that.
Thank you.
If I can, Mr. Mayor, Councilmember Cummings and Commissioner Gotell meet every month with some of our key staff. So they're probably the most informed members of their bodies when it comes to their home communities. So thank you for the time that you give us.
We also have with us a couple of folks who speak on behalf of all cities, Bloomington included, at a variety of different levels. Patricia Nauman, don't mean to surprise you, Executive Director of Metro Cities. And Patty, what are the main issues or the main priorities for Metro Cities going forward?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And Mr. Verbrugge sits on the Metro Cities Board of Directors, so they will be considering these priorities next week. So right now they're in draft form, but it is a budget-setting year at the legislature. And first of all, I just want to say thank you to the city for this is a great meeting. I'll echo that. It's really important for us to hear your priorities. It helps us a ton at the Capitol. And there are several of your priorities, I won't go into detail here, but that are very directly consistent with Metro Cities' work and legislative priorities and policies. So this year, being a budget year at the Capitol, we will be focused on certainly those areas, some new and some ongoing, where cities are seeking supports either for local tools or direct resources, including resources for housing, resources for local government aid, which I know the city does not receive, but it's time to do an update on that formula, so we are looking at that. We do support the enhancing the circuit breaker so that there's more ability for residents to get that relief. We will be also supporting various pieces with respect to both transportation and transit funding. Also, bonding bill, we're expecting there could be pent-up demand for a bonding bill, and we would be looking for support for metropolitan inflow and infiltration in any bonding bill. Public safety resources, Metro Cities is expecting to put forth legislation that would address state resources for local governments in the areas of the carjackings, catalytic converter thefts, and street racing. We've had work groups this year that have really directly focused on those issues. So, and other public safety supports, of course. Finally, I'll just say we will support various efforts on bills that deal with the salary cap repeal, with flexibility for local option sales taxes and things like that in the tax arena. And this is not a full list, but certainly local control is a priority for us sort of across the scope of what is longstanding local decision-making authorities. We'll continue to support those. And finally, Metro Cities is the entity that works on cities' behalf with the Metropolitan Council, so we've got a variety of issues there. And at the legislative level, we're expecting there could be a governance discussion, so I'm sure we'll find ourselves in the middle of that. And we do support basically the current structure with additional local input. So I'll leave it there, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you, Patty. Katie Sen is our direct Bloomington representative for Messerly Kramer. A lot going on with Messerly, I know that, and a lot going on with the work that you're doing. You want to give us a quick update, Katie?
Sure. So our firm represents MLC as well, and I think we have very similar overlapping priorities to the league and to Metro Cities. So in addition to the Bloomington priorities, housing has been a big issue the last few years. I think there'll be a little bit of a different flavor with Democrats in control of the legislature. We had been doing a lot of defense, and there might still be some of that as far as local control, but I think there'll also be real opportunities for investments in housing, which is exciting. And then the construction sales tax exemption is something we've worked really hard to get over the finish line, so when you build a new fire station, you don't have to come one by one and ask for that exemption. And then, tax issues are always of interest to us, especially individual tax relief, like things like the circuit breaker, since a lot of our cities don't get LGA. So those are some of the MLC specific things.
Thank you, Katie.
Yeah.
And last but not least, so many years ago, shortly after the Earth started to cool, I was working right out of graduate school at the League of Minnesota Cities and sharing a cube with another guy, and we were packed in there, and they hired this brand new hotshot lobbyist to come on at the League of Minnesota Cities. And his name was Gary Carlson, and that was a long time ago. And through close to 40 years, Gary and I have had a great professional and personal relationship, and now Gary is going to be retiring early next year. And I just want to say his influence at the Capitol is unmatched. I think everybody respects what Gary has to say and listens when Gary speaks. And he speaks on behalf of cities across Minnesota, which is not an easy thing to do. We're a little bit different from city to city around here. And so he does a wonderful job of balancing the priorities and the needs of cities across the state and representing cities in just a wonderful way. In addition to this great professional relationship, Gary and I have had a lot of fun over the years as well. I think he is the only person that is allowed to call me Timbo. And I am the only person who's allowed to call him Gare Bear. And my favorite story, as we
it's going to be all over Twitter.
when the city's bulletin used to be a paper thing, the city's bulletin, and I would write the city's bulletin, and Gary would stand over my shoulder on Fridays as we'd sit and try and write this thing. And there was one time in particular where Senator Roger Moe was leading the effort in the Senate to put levy limits on cities, and he was moving it through the Senate. And so I wrote up the story. We were trying to work on a headline. And the headline that we wrote was, "Nyuk, nyuk. Moe and Senate make cities stooges."
That was not published.
And we showed that to the executive director, Tim Miller, at the time, and he said, "Absolutely not." But Gary, it has been a pleasure. All these years, it has been a great pleasure. Thank you for representing cities so very well over the years, and look forward to whatever you've got coming up next. So, well done, my friend.
Well, thank you, Tim, and it has been a true pleasure to work in the legislative arena on behalf of cities. It really is an honor to be able to work with. I've got several former mayors right here that I've worked with closely that have been on my board, and it has been truly a pleasure. Just briefly, well, I can't top that story, Tim, but I do remember a few times driving around the state with you, making up lists of city names.
Yes, we did.
How many saint cities are there in the state of Minnesota? And I can't remember. There's like 35 or 40 cities with saints in them. Anyway, just briefly on a couple of our legislative issues that affect the city of Bloomington directly, and Chief Hodges mentioned, and you mentioned, the impact of public safety costs on your budget. And one of the big things we've been working with Representative Jamie Long on is a bill to really try to help us address duty disability issues that have risen so dramatically since the murder of George Floyd. And we'll continue to work with Representative Long in his new capacity. I don't know if he's going to have the time to carry that bill, but Ann Finn on my staff has been working quite closely with him. And really what we're trying to do is make sure that our officers, when they're injured, when they suffer a PTSD injury, that they get treatment, they can get back to work, they can become, again, productive members of our workforce, because it is expensive to train those officers. It's hard to recruit those officers, so we really want to make sure that we don't lose those very valuable people in our work environment. So we'll be working closely with all the legislators here on that duty disability bill. That will be one of our biggest priorities. Representative Elkins and Councilmember Coulter, you mentioned property tax interest, and that's going to be a big issue. As you indicated, your levy was up 9%. Statewide, city levies were up by 9% on average. That is a very high level. Inflation, workforce challenges, supply chain disruptions have all had a huge impact on city budgets. So that is going to be a big focal point for the legislative arena, is property tax relief. Last year there were a number of measures in both the House and Senate bills to provide homeowner relief. Homeowner values statewide have gone up by 17% just this year. And in talking with the Department of Revenue, that is an unprecedented level of single-year increase on average. If you have a cabin, that's gone up 25%. So these properties are absorbing more of that city levy, the 9% levy that Bloomington has proposed. Meanwhile, business property has languished because of the residual effects of the pandemic. They've still struggled, and values are down. Downtown, a lot of the values have really dropped, and that is shifting taxes around. So I look forward to working with you on the property tax division. I hope you get there. That'll be a very big focal point for us this year. And then just a couple of other things. Chief Seal mentioned, some of the work with the fire department, and I know we've worked on that sales tax exemption that Katie mentioned. Before I retire, I'm going to get this darn thing done. Since 2013, I've been trying to fix the last piece of that sales tax, and we got all city purchases, largely all city purchases exempted in 2013. With some close work with the governor's office at the time and Commissioner Bowerly and Commissioner Franz in MME. And I really want to get that done. I think it's ridiculous that our cities and counties are paying the state an estimated $70 million a year right now to help that huge surplus. And imagine if we get the full infusion of IIJA money, if we have a state bonding bill, those projects are all going to turn around and generate more state general fund revenue.
Yes.
And only cost us more and reduce the value of the dollar at the local level. So, Chief Seal, we're going to get that done this year. I'm really going to bank on that. That is a major issue. And then the whole cannabis issue is going to take time. It's going to be much bigger now with some of the discussions that are occurring. I know that Speaker Hortman said just the other day that it might be a 2-year process. The Senate hasn't really considered the full adult use cannabis legislation. So the House has a much more developed proposal in House File 600 from last year. But we're going to be working closely with legislators on that issue.
I'm not carrying it.
I know.
I'm not carrying it. It's not me. Don't look at me.
I know you're not carrying
Zach
it.
Stevenson is.
I know.
Yeah. Okay, good.
But I do know that we have the residual of the THC law that will probably have to be part of the overall discussion of cannabis and whether that piece remains in statute with those products as well. But we are going to be convening a group of city officials. I don't know, Melissa, if you're involved with that to talk more about what we need in terms of the local involvement in the regulation of the cannabis product should they become legal. So those are just a few things that I think are going to impact Bloomington. Transportation funding is always a huge issue for all cities, and I know it is for you. I'll stop there.
Thank you. Thanks, Gary. I know we're after 9, and I apologize. We're just pushing a little bit over. Jamie wanted 5 more minutes to talk about something very important to us, our new small business development center that we're working on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, shame on me for not starting with our mission. We have a strategic plan that the council's adopted. Our mission is to cultivate an enduring and remarkable community where people want to be. And so everything we've talked about that is in the interest of that mission statement. And one of the areas that we're really focused on right now is entrepreneurship and really trying to do economic development that helps small business development. I'd say historically we've done a relatively laissez-faire approach to economic development because of our location. We've been very fortunate to have a lot of economic development come our way, and as we get closer to being fully built out, we've had to recognize that that's changing. So as a component of our racial equity strategic plan and our new city strategic plan, trying to do economic development at the community level is really important. So Barb Wolf is sitting back there against the mirror. Barb, can you give us just 2 to 3 minutes on what we're doing at Old Fire Station number 3 on our Business Development Center?
Sure. So I can stand up. It's easier to see. Former Fire Station 3 is over in the South Loop District. It's just south of the Mall of America. It's a 6,600 square foot facility. Chief Seal has been very gracious to allow us to redevelop that into a small business development center. And so we have gotten a number of grant funds. Thank you, Commissioner Hotel. I haven't officially met you before, but thank you for being a champion for us. So we've gotten a number of grant funds, and we're continuing to move forward with this project. We convened an advisory committee in June of this year, and they're meeting on a monthly basis until March of next year. And they were selected and handpicked to represent our community. Our focus for the Small Business Development Center is BIPOC-owned and women-owned businesses, our youth, and also our artist community. And so this is really in an entrepreneurial spirit of what will happen in this center. It also is going to be city-owned and city-led, so a little bit different than other communities. So right now, we just hired on the architect and engineering engagement firm, Formula, partnering with Alliance and Juxtaposition. And so we're going to design this and start the renovations in October and November of 2023 with an opening in 2024. So one of the things that we really have to focus on now is those strategic partnerships. And because one of the things that we do know is that the Small Business Development Center can't be all things to everybody. But we're going to be a place where we can connect folks and also have this be a space for our neighborhood and our community as well, so that in the down hours we can also have community events there as well.
Thank you. So as issues of workforce come up this year, please don't hesitate to reach out to us and include us if you're looking for testimony or trying to figure out how resources can help local communities. Carla and her team are doing a fantastic job of reorienting our focus on economic development at the community level, and we're really hopeful that we're going to advance the ball quite a bit on this.
Yep, absolutely.
And Jamie,
You have your workforce board too, right?
Just add that Councilmember Patrick Martin has been a part of this advisory committee and has attended every meeting. The location is of the Small Business Development Center is in his district, so I just want to acknowledge that his participation.
It's a short commute from my house. It's like half a block.
So we are over time, and I apologize for that, but I want to thank you all for being here with us this morning. I want to tell our state elected officials this council is, we have a unique opportunity here, a unique situation here, because the council and I think our state elected officials know each other so very well in so many different ways. And we are more than eager to work with and for you to try and advance the work that we have to do here in Bloomington, in this part of the world in general, and at the state level. We acknowledge that Bloomington is a leader and should be a leader. We're the fourth biggest city in the state, and we acknowledge that leadership position and we take it on. And I really appreciate this council's willingness to take it and run with it in so many different ways, and use this as a resource. We will be there to help out in any way we can, whether it's testimony, whether it's phone calls, whether it's just using the people power that we have to get the work done. We will do it. So thank you all for being here this morning. Thank you all for your work. Greatly appreciated.
And thanks, Matt, for coordinating.
Thanks, Matt, for coordinating. Good breakfast. Thank you, friend. So,
thanks, everybody.
We are officially adjourned. Thanks much.
Thank you.
A motion to adjourn? Second. Got a motion and a second. All in favor?
Yeah.
We're adjourned.